Hello children, how are you? I hope that you all are fine at your home by staying at home. And welcome to our Jnanadiksha 3 sessions biology class. Okay, today we'll discuss about an interesting topic. Before going to enter the topic, I'll show you some objects and I'll ask some questions. Please try to answer them. See here, see the objects here. This, what is this? Yes, sanitizer, mask and soap. And these are the things from the past 6 months have become part and parcel of our life. And why we are using these things? Yes, to protect ourselves from coronavirus. See, have you seen the coronavirus? No, you might be seeing it in pictures in the newspapers or images in the televisions, but not the virus, because coronavirus is so small we cannot see it. Okay, like this coronavirus, some other organisms are there which are very small, we cannot see them with our naked eye. Okay, so and these small organisms are called microbes. Today we will learn about something about that microorganisms. Okay, so today our topic is microbial world. Microorganisms. Okay, micro means small. Organisms means living things. First, we shall see our objectives. See, we will study about these things in this class. What are microorganisms and where do microorganisms live, and types of microorganisms, classification of diseases, way of spreading diseases, diseases causing microorganisms, and food preservation methods. Okay, we will start one by one. First, see what are microorganisms. See the slide. Microorganisms is developed from Greek word, that is micro means small and organisms means living things which we cannot see with our naked eye, but we can see with the help of microscope. That's why these organisms are called as microscopic organisms or microbes. Then they can be single cellular or multicellular, and the study of these microorganisms is known as microbiology. And these microorganisms were first seen by a scientist Antony van Leeuwenhoek in 1674. In 1674, Antony van Leeuwenhoek was observed these microorganisms. Let us see the slide. Here this is microscope which we can use to see these microorganisms, and here is the scientist. He has seen microorganisms for the first time by using microscope. Okay, next let us go for second objective, that is where do microorganisms live. Here microorganisms are omnipresent, means they can live everywhere. They can live everywhere in the world. There is no place in the world without microorganisms. They can live in air, soil, water, they are present at the poles of the earth, deserts and hot springs, and also inside and outside of the plants and animal bodies. Okay. Now, next we shall see the types of microorganisms. Next shall see the types of microorganisms. Here we have 5 types of microorganisms. How many types? 5 types of microorganisms. And first one is bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa, and viruses. See, these are the 5 major types of microorganisms, and here bacteria are considered as a prokaryotic cells. Every organism is made up of a tiny particle which is called cells. We are also made up of a million of cells. See here, bacteria are prokaryotic animals, prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotes, and these three are eukaryotes. Eukaryotes, and this is acellular. Acellular means here bacteria is having a cell which has non-specific nucleus. Non-specific means here the cell has nucleus, and in the nucleus it has genetic material, but this nucleus has no nuclear membrane around the nucleus. Okay, see, so the genetic material will be floats in the cell fluid. This kind of cells are known as prokaryotics. These kind of cells are called prokaryotic cells, and this is primitive character, and this is primitive character. Primitive. Next come to eukaryotics. Here the cells are having specific nucleus, means the nucleus is enveloped by membrane which is called nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. Yeah, this is the difference between the cells of bacteria and the remaining three. When come to virus, and these are acellular, there is no proper cell structure in the virus. They will have only some genetic material which is surrounded by a protein coat. Okay, genetic material, simply they have genetic material and protein coat. Protein coat. That's why we are calling them as acellular. And bacteria are unicellular, means they have a single cell acts as an organism in a bacteria, and these two have multicellular, maybe single cellular or multicellular, and protozoas exist in mostly unicellular and viruses are acellular. Okay, and here the bacteria cannot live singularly, they can live in groups or colonies, and bacteria have different shapes and sizes. They can be exist in different sizes and shapes. Here we have some shapes of bacteria here. See, these are the shapes of bacteria. This is spherical shape. They can be in rod shape or spiral shape or comma shaped. And spiral shaped bacteria are called as cocci, and rod shaped bacteria are called as bacilli. Spiral shape are called spirilla, and comma shaped are called vibrios. Okay, these are the different shapes of bacteria. Okay, and in this bacteria, in this category bacteria, we have some of them are helpful to us and some of them are harmful to us. And next come to fungi. Fungi can be two types, and microscopic and non-microscopic, means and non-microscopic. Mean some of them are very small which we can see with the help of microscope only, and some of them are macroscopic, means we can see with our naked eye. Okay, see here, this is the fungi, here bread mold, here it is bread mold. We cannot see the structure of this fungi with our naked eye, but here we have one more fungi. This is we can see with our naked eye. The structure of this fungi we can see with our naked eye. This is macroscopic and this is microscopic fungi. And fungi cannot prepare their food. Bacteria also cannot prepare their food. And fungi can follow the saprophytic or parasitic mode of nutrition. Okay. And next, fungi In this fungi group also, we have some of them are helpful to us and some of them are harmful to us. And come to algae. These are called small plants. Small plants which we cannot see with our eyes are called microscopic algae. In this also macroscopic also there. Okay, and here this algae has chlorophyll in its body. That's why they can prepare their own food. So these algae follows autotrophic nutrition, whereas fungi follows heterotrophic nutrition, and here the bacteria has parasitic nutrition. And when come to algae might have seen that the way green color patches which is present on the ponds and lakes. In this season we can see it, and this need moisture to grow, and it is not harmful to any organisms. Okay. Next come to protozoa, and most of the protozoans are single cellulars, and they can live in water, and they have parasitic nutrition, mode of nutrition, and some of them are, very little of them are autotrophic nutrition like Euglena. Okay. Next here you come to virus, and virus are a different type of microorganisms, and they can show the living and also non-living character in its body. Okay, when they are present in the host, they can be act as a living things. When they are out of the host body, then they can act as non-living things like dust. This is the this is the character of viruses, and viruses are very, very small when compared to these 5 types. Okay, and do you know, children, we can accommodate 10 crores of this coronavirus on the top of the needle. See, and imagine how small the viruses are, and also the virus all the viruses are harmful to us. There is no use of virus, and viruses are, we can see some examples here. See, for bacteria, lactobacillus and E. coli, fungi, bread mold and yeast, and algae. Here you can see the green color patches which is present on the water surface, volvox and Spirogyra, and protozoa, amoeba, paramecium and plasmodium, which is causes us malaria, also comes under this category, and viruses here influenza and tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, this is the types of microorganisms. Next come to diseases, mean classification of diseases. Classification of diseases. Before going to see this classification, you should know what is meant by disease. Okay. What is meant by disease? Disease is nothing but being uncomfortable physically, mentally and socially is called disease. And disease, the causes for diseases are many, like malnutrition and malfunctioning of organs and malfunctioning of glands and microorganisms. Depends upon these causes, we can divide the diseases into 2 types. Observe the slide here. One is communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. These diseases which are spread from one person to other person by various means. Okay, na? Next, caused by microorganisms, and these communicable diseases are caused by microorganisms called pathogens or germs, and these diseases are contagious and infectious. For example, conjunctivitis, common cold and tuberculosis, means TB. Then come to non-communicable diseases. They do not spread from person to another person, they confine to the person which get the disease. Okay, and caused by various reasons such as malnutrition, etc. And these are non-contagious, means they will not spread from one person to other person. Heart attack, diabetes and hypertension are the some of the examples for non-communicable diseases. This is the classification of diseases. Next, come to the ways of spreading diseases. Next, come to the ways of spreading diseases. How the diseases? We have studied that communicable diseases are spreads from one person to other person, and by the means of various factors. Okay, how they are spreading these diseases from one person to another person shall see. And here you see the slide, by the air. Here common cold, chicken pox, tuberculosis are the diseases which are airborne diseases. Means the person who are suffering from these type of diseases, when coughs or sneezes, then the microbes will comes into the air and attacks on healthy person. Okay. Next, come to through food and water. How the food and water will get contaminated? Yes, by the microbes and by the animals like rats and flies like mosquitoes and these house flies. The food will get contaminated. And water, by dipping the uncleaned fingers into the water, water will get spoiled, okay, contaminated. And when we have that contaminated water, we will get easily the diseases like diarrhea, typhoid and cholera, jaundice. Okay. Next, through direct contact, the diseases like scabies and COVID-19, here COVID-19 are spreaded by the touching the infected person. Okay. When we touch the infected person, it will comes to our body. So, we should keep the persons away from us. So, we should keep them in a separate room and we should not use their belongings. That is mean by quarantine. And here we are doing, these days we are doing this quarantine for 2 to 3 weeks for this COVID-19. Okay. So, here we have another type of spreading diseases. Way of spreading diseases is due to insect bites or animals. Malaria and dengue are the diseases which are spread by the insect bites, and rabies is spreaded by the dog bite. Okay. And here we should keep our surroundings clean to avoid this such type of insects and use mosquito repellents and mosquito nets. We can avoid the these insects, so that we can protect ourselves from these diseases. And here food, while taking this food and water, we should take some precautions. We should always take covered food and filtered water or boiled water, and we should not avoid, eating of outside roadside food, and we should have the freshly prepared food. And by this air, here when we sneeze or cough, we should cover our mouth and nose with the handkerchiefs, and we should keep ourselves away from the infected person, so that we can avoid these type of viruses or diseases. Okay. Next, let us discuss about the diseases causing microorganisms in various living things. Okay. Next, see the slide here. See, disease causing microorganisms. Microorganisms can cause diseases in animals as well as in plants. Okay. Here anthrax is caused by bacteria. It is commonly, anthrax is commonly seen in cattle, sheep and goat. And here the bird flu is caused by virus, and we can see in the poultry. And ringworm is caused by fungi, we can see in the animals. Okay. Then come to plants. Here citrus canker in the plants is caused by bacteria. See here the citrus canker, and I got a lemon for you to show this canker. See here, this is canker. See, this is here the lemon which is infected by this citrus canker. This is bacterial disease. Okay. Then here see one more example. Here we have onion infected by this is aspergillosis. Okay. Next you come to Ticca disease of groundnut, which is caused by fungi. We can see here the spots on the leaves of the groundnut plant. And tobacco mosaic virus, which is caused by virus in the tobacco plants. Okay. These are some of the diseases which are caused by microorganisms both in animals as well as in the plants. Next we come to last topic, that is preservation of food. We all know that food has more nutrients. So many microorganisms attacks on food to have the nutrients, and they will spoil the food also. Okay. It is necessary to protect our food from the microorganisms is compulsory. So by various methods called preservation methods, and here we have some food preservation methods are called first drying, freezing, smoking and canning. Here drying means simply food is allowed dried under sunlight, and cereals and vegetables are the examples for this method. And if we dry the food in the sunlight, we can remove the moisture from the food. Where there is a moisture, there will be the growth of microorganisms. So by removing that moisture, we can save our food and preserve the food for a long period. Okay. See here we have some mango flakes and red chili, which is dried under sunlight. Okay. Next come to freezing. Here the food is simply kept in the freezer or refrigerator. Here the temperatures are very low. At very low temperatures the microorganisms will grow very slowly, so that our food can be kept as safe. Okay. Vegetables and pickles are the examples for this type of preservation method. Next come to smoking. Here smoking means food is dried under smoke, which comes from some wood, burnings of wood. Okay. And here the moisture will be taken from the food, removed from the food, and some flavor should be added to the food here. Okay. Next come to canning. Here to keep the food in the cans is nothing but canning. To keep the food in the cans is nothing but canning. Here we have, see, here it is having airtight containers. So this container avoids the air into this food, so that it can't be contaminated with the microorganisms. Okay. So fruits and vegetables can be preserved in this method. Next, see salting. This is the ancient method of preservation technique. So in this we have adds high amounts of salt to the vegetables. So here you can see this is the salting of this pickles we can make like this. Okay. Next, here the salt kills the microorganisms by withdrawing the cellular fluids from the organisms. Okay. Next, adding sugar. Jams and jellies can be preserved by this method, and in this method sugar absorbs the total moisture from the food, so that food is preserved. Next come to preservation by oil and vinegar. See, vegetables, fruits, fish and meat can be preserved by this method. Here we have some oil. Here see, here we have some oil here. So oil makes an layer and it avoids the contact of air with the food, so that food can be preserved for a long time. Next come to pasteurization, and this is very important technique which we can use to preserve milk. And here the milk is heated up to 70 degrees. Here the milk is heated up to 70 degrees for 15 to 30 seconds, and chilled, suddenly chilled. and allowed to suddenly chill and allowed to packing. See here. Here you can see this pasteurized. Here you can see the pasteurized milk. Here in this method, and this method was proposed by Louis Pasteur, a scientist. On his name, this process is called as pasteurization. Yes. Next, come to our project works. This is prepare a detailed notes on coronavirus. Should include following points: discovery of virus, structure of virus, it compulsory, draw the diagram, and transmission of virus and precautions. Make an album of scientists and their discoveries related to microorganisms. Thank you, children. Thank you very much.